Today, 6 days after hard negotiations in Istanbul produced a single clear outcome, an interim agreement, a conditional pause, a chance to move from brinkmanship to testing peace. Let me frame the fact plainly. Pakistan went to Istanbul with one core demand: stop using Afghan soil to attack Pakistan. Take decisive action against groups that operate with external backing. Groups named by Pakistan included the TTP and the BLA. Negotiations stalled several times. They nearly collapsed until two things happened. First, the host, Turkey and Qatar, urged continuation. Second, the Afghan delegation asked Pakistan to give diplomacy another try. Pakistan agreed, not out of weakness, out of calculation. What the parties signed today is not a treaty. It is an interim mutual understanding. It has 5 operating points. Number 1, recommit to the Doha ceasefire. The ceasefire will be strengthened through negotiation. That is the foundation. Without it, nothing holds. Number 2, continue the ceasefire conditionally. The condition is explicit. Afghan soil must not be used for attacks on Pakistan. That requires clear, verifiable, effective action against named groups. Number 3, meet again. The next session is set for November 6th in Istanbul. Dates matter. They turn promises into obligations. Now number 4, create a joint monitoring and verification mechanism. This body will not be ceremonial. It will have authority to verify violations and recommend consequences. Number 5, recognize the role of mediator. Turkey and Qatar will remain engaged. Their role is to host, to mediate, and to sustain momentum. Now I shall make 3 observations about why this matters. Number 1, diplomacy preserved agency. Pakistan left no ambiguity about its red lines. It framed its demand in legal and evidentiary terms. That posture forced the conversation away from rhetoric and toward measurable action. Second, verification is essential. Ceasefires without verification collapse into accusations. A joint mechanism creates a shared fact base. Shared facts make enforcement possible. Third, regional stability is at stake. Now this is not only a bilateral matter, it affects refugees, trade, counterterrorism, and the larger security architecture of South Asia. Small tactical choices here will have strategic consequences. But then, something else unfolded, something that showed how power politics inside Afghanistan can quietly destroy the hope for peace. From the very first session, the cracks were visible. The Afghan delegation wasn't one team. It was 3 competing power centers: Kandahar, Kabul, and Khost. Each sent its own instructions, each had its own handlers, and the negotiators, caught between these rival blocs, struggled to maintain a single position. Mediators noticed it instantly. The Afghan side was negotiating against itself. When the talks reached a decisive stage, written guarantees on TTP safe havens, Pakistan demanded that Afghan soil must not be used for terrorism against Pakistan, consistent with international norms. The Kandahar faction quietly signaled willingness to proceed, but during a brief recess, the Kabul bloc made a sudden move. They introduced a new demand. No agreement can be signed unless the United States joins as a formal guarantor. That single line derailed the whole process. It wasn't about security or trust. It was about reopening a financial corridor through Washington. By bringing the US into the equation, Kabul hoped to unlock frozen funds, revive political leverage, and ease domestic rifts. In essence, they tried to convert a counterterrorism negotiation into a donor-linked aid bargain. Behind closed doors, the confusion was unmistakable. One delegate received handwritten notes from someone outside the room. Another kept stepping out to take phone calls from Kabul. After each call, agreed clauses were reopened. declared points went under review and progress stalled deliberately. It became clear this was no misunderstanding, it was a managed delay. Now, why did the Kabul faction want Washington involved? Because with America in, aid channels reopened, and when money flows, internal dissent quiets. So instead of dismantling TTP networks, factions inside Kabul began monetizing their existence, turning terrorism into political currency. It wasn't about peace anymore, it was about profit. And that is where the Istanbul Talks revealed their deepest truth. Peace was never just about border security. It was about internal power, external funding, and the global tug of war over influence in Kabul. When ideology weakens, the economics of instability take over. The same actors who should dismantle terror networks start using them as bargaining chips. The same state that promises reform sells disorder to attract aid. So yes, Istanbul gave us an interim agreement, but it also gave us a warning that peace cannot survive in a system that profits from chaos. This interim outcome remains a test of commitment, a test of integrity, a test of whether the region will prioritize security over short-term gain. Between now and November 6th, what happens next will define the future. If factions in Kabul choose to trade peace for power, the window will close. But if Pakistan, Turkey, and Qatar can hold the line on verification and accountability, then this temporary ceasefire may still evolve into durable stability. Diplomacy is only as strong as the honesty that sustains it, and peace in this part of the world will only last when truth becomes more valuable than money. The Istanbul talks showed both the possibility and the price of peace. The next chapter depends not on words signed in a room, but on actions taken outside it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates.